Hello everyone and welcome to Concordia for English.ca. Are you often left wondering, how do I use a comma with a question? Or how do I separate my questions from the rest of the sentence? Well, wonder no more. In today's lesson, we're diving into the world of commas with interrogative sentences. Learn how to use a comma correctly with a question, and take your writing and communication skills to the next level. So let's get started. Alright my friends, so let's get started explaining today's lesson. As I mentioned earlier, that today's lesson is going to be all about interrogative tags or interrogative statements with commas. But first of all, we need to understand, what are interrogative statements? Well, interrogative statements are designed to create questions by appending a negative or positive question tag to a sentence, usually followed by a comma. I know it's kind of difficult and complicated to understand or comprehend what I said, but if you have a look on the right hand on your screen, you're going to see two examples. The first example starts with, "You have invited all our friends, haven't you?" Well, as you see, at the end of the statement, there is a question mark or a question tag and a comma separating the question tag from the rest of the statement. This is how the interrogative statements look like. Whenever you see such a form, that means you have interrogative statement. So let's have a look on the second example. They were at the theater attending the play. Weren't they? Well, the same. At the end of the statement, you see a question tag and a comma separating the question tag from the rest of the statement. In case you need to form an interrogative statement, well, you have to follow two important rules. The first rule, whenever you have a negative statement, you need to add a positive question tag, such as do I, does she, was she, are you, have they, had he. Well, these question tags are just examples. There are many question tags, depend on what statement you have. The second rule is, whenever you have a positive statement, you need to add a negative question tag. All right, so keep thinking about it. If you have a negative statement, you need to add a positive question tag. If you have a positive statement, you need to add a negative question tag. So it's the opposite. Well, the last thing we're going to talk about here, you need to use a comma to separate the question tag from the rest of the statement. So have a look here. So we have three examples. The first example, you have invited all our friends, haven't you? So first of all, the statement is a positive statement, right? You need to separate the positive statement with a comma from the question tag. And as soon as the statement is positive, you need to have a negative question tag. So it becomes, you have invited all our friends, comma, have been to you. The second example, she hadn't visited her grandma yesterday, comma, had she. Well, as you see, you have a negative statement, comma, and you must use a positive question tag. Why? Because the statement is negative, right? The last example, they were at the theater attending the play, comma, weren't they? And it's the same. The statement is positive, and you need to use a comma to separate the statement from the question tag. And the question tag is negative question tag. Why? Because the statement is positive. Well, that's all for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed it. And stay tuned with more lessons, and thank you for watching.